Hello, this is Carol. This is my second tutorial. The last one I did combining of the RGB filters, and this one is to show you how to add luminance to the RGB filters. If you look at these two images, you'll see that there's actually a lot more detail in the luminance than there is in the RGB. Now, I took these on my dual rig, so I think I took luminance on one telescope and camera and the RGB on the other, so the alignment is not exactly the same, so there will be some cropping involved. And also I have previously registered the luminance to the combined RGB image because the RGB was actually binned, which meant it was half the size of the luminance. So that's something, again, you can do in Registar. So what you need to do is simply select all and copy the luminance filter and paste it on top of the coloured filter. And you're going to find that there's some movement there, which we can slide it around. A lot of that's due to me using different cameras and things. I'm going to reduce the opacity to about 50% so I can see the stars from both images and I can slide it around and get it a bit more accurate. I'm going to switch them on and off, and you can see there's still a little bit of movement. Now I've got them more or less in the same place. So I'm going to put the luminance back to 100%. And I'm going to drop this menu down and select luminosity at the bottom. Now, as you can see, obviously we need to crop the image because there's a misalignment there, which I will do second. And you will see that the luminance has washed out the colour a little bit on the RGB image. So I found this tip online is to do an adjustment in curves. So on the luminance layer, you bring it down a fraction, and on the coloured layer, you bring it up a fraction. And it helps to put the colour back into the image. But you can see there's more of that nebulosity around the top compared to the RGB image, and also around the bottom. So we're going to flatten that now. So we've got a combined RGB image, LRGB image, and I'm going to crop so that we haven't got any of those overhanging bits. Image, crop. Obviously, if you're doing all your data with the same camera and the same telescope, you're not going to have this problem. It's just something that I have to live with because I've got more than one scope and they're not the same size, and ditto with the cameras. So you can see you've now got a combined LRGB image. You can go on and do other things to that to enhance it more. One tip that I picked up you might like to see, obviously it wasn't part of this tutorial, is to change to lab color. And then if you go into channels, the B will increase the color in the blue, and the A will increase the color in the red. And then you go image, adjust, brightness and contrast, and we're going to shift the contrast up, and you can see how much it's enhancing the blue in that image. And we'll do the same with the red. Image, adjust, brightness and contrast, and we're going to increase the red. So that's pretty much rectified what the luminance did to the color there. So then you need to go back to RGB color, otherwise you won't be able to do anything else with the image. And here we have an LRGB combined image. Thank you.